Hey Sagittarius, it's Suzanne with Sunny Forest Tarot here to do a little weekly reading for you. This week we're going to really talk about and focus on feelings, okay? And you know, you might be dealing with some heavy feelings yourself. You might be dealing with some heavy feelings for another person. You might be dealing with heavy feelings around a situation. So whatever applies to you, you just go with that, okay? I'm going to be using this Hollywood deck, which is kind of retro. I like that. I love the pink. So we'll see what comes up for you. And I'll let you know what each card actually means for this reading. We're going to do a 9-card spread. All right. Okay, so the first card here is about how you are feeling about yourself, okay? So let's see, what do we have here? All right, so we have 4 of Swords. All right, so this to me feels like you are feeling a little bit, you might be feeling a little bit on your own right now, or you might be feeling a little bit distanced from people. You know, feeling like you need some time by yourself to figure things out. That's what that card is telling me. So it feels to me like you're spending some time alone, thinking about things, thinking about what you want, thinking about how you feel about a particular situation. The next card here is about how you feel about another person, another situation, whatever it is for you. All right, so how do you feel? All right, so we have Wheel of Fortune. This is a card of Sagittarius. All right, so there's a situation or a person that feels very destined to you, and you're spending a lot of time thinking about it. And you might be spending a lot of time trying to figure it out. And I feel like, I don't feel like you have to devote as much time as you are to figuring something out. I feel like it's very, if you really look at it closely, it's probably more obvious than you think, okay? This here speaks to how you're feeling about a particular connection. What do we have here? We have the Hangman, okay? So this makes a lot of sense to me, okay? You're just really not sure. You're really not sure about a particular connection or a particular situation. Some of you are dealing with relationships. Some of you aren't. Some of you are dealing with situations within your life about what direction to go in, you know, what feels right to you. And for those of you that are dealing with relationships, you know, you're kind of hung up. You're not really going in any particular direction, whether it comes to a situation or whether it comes to a person. Wheel of Fortune, though, you do feel in some way this is a destined connection or a destined situation for you, all right? So this card represents the feelings that are the most sensitive for you right now. So that might give us some indication what you're dealing with. 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups has been probably the most prevalent card in all of these readings. The 5 of Cups keeps showing up, and that tells me that, you know, there's something very sensitive around losing something, losing somebody, or potentially losing somebody, or potentially losing something. Very focused on what you're going or possibly going to lose versus what's in the background here, which is the 2 of Cups. What does that 2 of Cups represent to you? The 2 of Cups is, you know, a mutual connection, having mutual feelings about whatever it is that's going on between you and another person or within a situation that you're dealing with. you know, you can literally turn around and focus on this beautiful bottle of champagne with these Two of Cups. But as human beings, for some reason, a lot of us tend to focus on the three empty cups. So whatever we have perceived that we have lost, that is what you are focused on, and that is what is very sensitive for you. And, you know, that makes sense. You know, if you feel like you've lost something that you feel like you shouldn't have or you didn't want to lose, that's a very sensitive thing for you. But there's always that Two of Cups in the background. And you're not focused on that right now. You're focused on what you're losing versus what you're gaining. All right. So what is at the heart of the matter here? All right. So we have the Fool. So this can be Aries energy. So you might be very focused on a particular Aries, or you're focused on Aries energy, which is the unknown. The unknown has the opportunity to make us feel like a fool. That's what this card is about. You know, there's an opportunity here that is unknown to you that you feel could potentially make you look or feel like a fool. Okay? It could be that Two of Cups in the background. What do we have here? What isn't clear about your feelings right now? All right, so we have Eight of Swords. I feel like this is clearly saying that you're stuck on something. You're stuck on one way of looking at something. Why is that? Why is it that, you know, whenever we have the Eight of Swords, you know, she's always blindfolded, right? That means the only thing that she can see is what she's seeing in her mind's eye. So it's like she's not even really looking at reality. She's not looking at fantasy. She's looking at, you know, what she sees in her head. You know, the most prevalent thought. This card really represents the most prevalent thought that you're having. And that is what isn't clear about your feelings. Okay, so what do we have here so far? You know, when it comes to how you're feeling about yourself, I feel like you're kind of distancing yourself from other people. You feel about another that you are, there's something destined about the situation that you're in, whether it's with a person or not. When it comes to your feelings about the connection, you don't know. You're hung up. You just don't know. You may not know how the other person feels. You may not be listening to your intuition. When it comes to the sensitive feelings, you're very focused on a loss that you've experienced or a perceived loss that you've experienced versus this Two of Cups connection in the background. Why is that Two of Cups sitting there waiting for you? All right. At the heart of the matter, you're afraid of making a fool of yourself. So it's much easier to look at the three empty cups than it is the Two of Cups connection. It's much easier to focus on the negative than it is the positive. I see it every day. I see it every day, you know. I'm working in a 9-to-5 type of job now, you know, and like, it's amazing to me how many people want to live in just misery and complaining. It's really, you know, and it shouldn't surprise me because I used to be that way. So it's very obvious to me when other people are doing that. It's really no way to live. It's my biggest regret in life when it comes to my mom, because for the longest time, you know, practically all of my conversations with her were about complaining about bosses or complaining about unfair treatment or complaining about how a company does something when, you know, I didn't have to stay with that company. I didn't have to do that with my life. you know, and how she was talking to me and how she was gearing me was towards, well, then you don't have to do that. You know, why don't you go do something on your own that you enjoy? Or why don't you pursue something that's a better fit for you? That is my biggest regret in life, for sure, is that I did that, you know, that my last 4 or 5 years while she was on this earth was really spent complaining about my life. You know, and I absolutely regret that. I could have been having a lot more fun, a lot better conversations with her, enjoying her more, because she was a great lady. But when we get into that energy, sometimes it's, you know, it's hard to see, you know, Hangman, this is saying that we need to look at something from a new perspective. You know, and with Eight of Swords and Hangman here together, it says, you know, we really have to look at something from a different perspective. So whatever energy you're in now, you probably see how you could do it differently. What do we have here? We've got how these feelings are affecting you, the Page of Swords. Okay, so you don't feel like you have, either you feel like somebody hasn't been truthful with you, or you feel like you're having a really hard time coming to a determination about what the truth is about a particular situation. You might be dealing with another person. You might be struggling to figure out what another person feels about you, or you might be struggling to feel or figure out how a particular situation or collective feels about you in a situation. The Page of Swords says, you know what, I'm not going to take the direct route. I'm going to take the backdoor route. I'm going to talk to other people. I'm going to possibly even gossip about this. I'm going to look online. I'm going to look at social media. I'm going to figure out what the truth is, or what my perception of the truth is. When really the answer to this card is simply talking to somebody and asking really good questions. That's the most direct path. But the way this is affecting you, you know, you're really looking at, you really don't want to face something head on, is what it feels like. All right. These last two cards here are about, this card here is about how the feelings that you and another person, whatever situation you're dealing with, you and another person, how you, the shared feelings that you have. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So Knight of Cups, that's Pisces energy. Fool, Aries energy. Those are the, and Wheel of Fortune, Sag energy. So the shared feelings that the two of you have, you know, that you have, this is probably relationship for most of you. But you more than likely have romantic feelings for each other that aren't very clear. If this is a job, then there's something that you find very attractive about a job or a situation, and there's something that this job or situation feels very attractive about you. Over here, we have, you know, how is this other person or situation dealing with their feelings? Hermit. Virgo energy. You might be dealing with a Virgo. So this person is pretty much dealing with whatever is going on here. They're dealing with it alone. Okay, just like you might be dealing with something alone here, this person is reflecting on their role in the situation, what they've done, what they've done right, what maybe they haven't done right, and, you know, maybe how they can improve it. But the Hermit says, This person is spending a lot of time alone. You might be spending a lot of time alone. All right, so let's see. Let's see, where do we want clarification? All right, so I feel like we want Four of Swords, that's you, your feelings about yourself. Five of Cups, your most sensitive feelings. I feel like we want clarification on the Hangman. And then let's take a look at this Knight of Cups. All right, so for you, how you're feeling about yourself. I feel like you're distancing yourself from other people. Hermit says you're doing that too. So what do we have here? Tower. So why are you distancing yourself from other people? The Tower is, you know, about unexplained or unexpected changes. So you might be experiencing some unexpected changes that are happening with you right now. You might be falling for somebody unexpectedly. We'll get one more here. Magician. So, Magician is really about what you're manifesting. So you might be manifesting unexpected changes here. And I feel like with Four of Swords and Magician, Magician is how you're thinking. What is showing up for you is what you've been thinking about. So whatever you've been thinking about, even if it's unexpected, I feel like it's trying to show up for you. The most sensitive feelings that you have, we have Five of Cups, and then we have Six of Pentacles. So, you know, in a lot of ways, this makes sense because, you know, we've got the 3 empty cups here. We've got the 2 full cups in the background. So it's like there's a choice of what you're giving to. You know, you're giving to these 3 of Cups right now, these 3 empty cups. You know, what hasn't worked or what the loss is that you're feeling or you're perceiving, versus the 2 full cups here in the background, which are about mutual feelings. You know, when we look at the mutual feelings here, Knight of Cups, there's some type of romance here in some way. So Six of Pentacles is like you're kind of split. Maybe sometimes you're focused on the loss and sometimes you're focused on, you know, the mutual feelings that you're experiencing or you're trying to figure out if you're experiencing with somebody else. This Hangman, which is about the feelings about the connection, and then we have, look at that, we have 9 of Cups. So if you feel like somebody is your 9 of Cups, which is your wish fulfilled, why are we in this energy of, you know, figuring out, you know, how we're going to give our energy to something? Are we gonna focus on the loss, or are we gonna focus on what could be seriously mutual here? I mean, you feel in some way that somebody or something came into your life in a destined way. But Six of Pentacles says that you're kind of on the fence as far as what to give to that or to that person. So Knight of Cups, this is the shared feelings, romantic feelings that you might be carrying around for another person. Two of Swords. So again, we're talking about shared feelings here. So even though that we carry a mutual romance here, maybe a secret romance for whatever reason, we have Two of Swords here, which is blocking it. You and another person are blocking this energy. And, you know, and it's because Six of Pentacles, that's my split energy card. So what is it that you're putting time into, right? You're putting time into feeling or perceiving a loss versus enjoying a mutual connection. What a sad thing if somebody else feels the same way. That's a sad thing. I see that a lot in personal readings. You know, it's devastating to think that two people are feeling the same way and nobody's doing anything about it. All right, so let's get some additional cards here for you, for these sensitive feelings, for the feelings of the connection, and let's do the shared feelings. All right, so for you, getting a genuinely good vibe from somebody. So you're getting a genuinely good vibe from somebody, but at the same time, you know, you're distancing yourself from people, or you might be distancing yourself from this person. Why would you do that? Barney. All right, so sensitive feelings, split energy. We see that very clearly here. And then we have immediately drawn to certain features. This has been coming out a lot. I don't know what this is. So there is something about a particular person or a particular situation, something that draws you in very, very clearly. But then we've got the Five of Cups, which is that focus on, hey, Barney. Barn. All right, so we're upstairs now. Okay, so I moved my office upstairs into my master bedroom, you know, and Barney has his own little chair over there by the window, and, you know, he likes to sit up there, and you hear him. So that's what he likes to do. But usually he's pretty good while I'm doing readings, but not today. All right, so immediately drawn to certain features in a person. So what are those features? And why is it causing you to be in split energy where you might be giving something or you might not be giving 100%? It's causing you to focus on the loss versus the mutual connection here. I feel strongly that there's a mutual connection here that is really difficult for either one of you to bring together. And I don't know why. Hangman, clarified by the Nine of Cups. So you're hung up on the fact that there's somebody here that you see as your heart's desire. And old love follows you. So what is that? That can mean a couple things. That can mean that somebody is following you physically, right? Page of Swords, checking you out online. It can mean that it follows you in your heart. Barn. The flip side of this is someone still loves you. Could that be true? If there is an inkling of a chance that that could be true, then that would make sense as to why an old love follows you. Maybe it's an old love, you know, the two of you have had romantic feelings for each other, but have blocked each other at the same time. So what you're manifesting is you're trying to manifest feeling emotionally safe. You need to feel emotionally safe to move towards this person. And that might be the challenge right now, is that you don't feel emotionally safe. So you're in a stuck energy. You're afraid to make a fool of yourself, even though you feel that there's something here that feels destined to you, right? And this person I feel like spends a lot of time alone thinking about this as well. Let's get one more card on the Hermit. What are they thinking about? The World. This person, or whatever this is for you, wants to come together with you successfully, okay? And it feels like it's the right time. It might feel like we are running out of time to do this. The World is Capricorn energy, so you might be dealing with a Capricorn. But it's like, this is just like almost. In every category, it's like we're almost there, but we just can't get there, because at the end of the day, there's fear here. There's a lot of fear here. You have distanced yourself from people, possibly because of fear. You have not taken the direct path. Instead, you have chosen to go the back route to try to find out the truth. You feel like something is destined here, but you're not completely sure of that. You don't want to at the heart of the matter, you don't want to make a fool of yourself. And whenever we're dealing with fire energy, we're always dealing in some way with passion and ego and action, right? So, if we look at the Fool with respect to action, well, the Fool moves towards the unknown without knowing what's going to happen. Are you doing that? I don't feel like you're doing that in this reading. When it comes to passion, I feel like there's passion here that is restrained, right? When it comes to ego really, it allows fear to bubble up to the surface, or it is buried and allows love to come up to the surface. I don't feel like love is coming up to the surface here, even though, it's somebody that you're probably immediately drawn to. It's somebody that you genuinely get a good vibe from, but you still might have fear with. It's an old love that follows you, or it's somebody that still loves you. So where's the fear coming from here? Because down here, the energy that you're manifesting, but this is shared energy, is feeling emotionally safe. So both of you, I feel like, really desire to feel emotionally safe with each other. And that ultimately is what is causing this Two of Swords, which is blocking each other, blocking your hearts from each other, which doesn't feel good to either one of you. And ultimately, this person, whoever it is that you're dealing with, would like a very satisfying conclusion here. It feels like the conclusion is missing for both of you. There's a desired conclusion here that wants to happen. All right, so let's end this reading with some 3 cards from this deck that I created a long time ago, and it's called The Gift of Answers. So ask your questions to yourself right now and see if the answers come up for you. All right, so let's see, what do we got? Focus on others. So that when this card comes up, the solution here is to, maybe you're focused a little too much on yourself, right? Your fear of the unknown, your fear of making a fool of yourself. If you focus on the other person, it feels like the answers get simpler for you. What else do we have as far as the answers? Explore my potential. That's interesting. So what that's saying is you haven't fully explored this other person's potential, or maybe you're not giving them enough credit for how they might respond to you, right? You might have a predetermined idea of how this person is going to respond to you, and it feels like you haven't fully explored this person's potential to maybe not disappoint you. What else? Peaceful vibration. And that's interesting, because I feel that in this reading. I feel like there is a peaceful vibration that neither one of you are necessarily fully tapping into. Like, this could be much easier than we're making it. If there's something that you're truly fearful of hearing from this person, or there's something that you're fearful of repeating, or you're fearful of having a conversation, I feel like it'll be a much more peaceful vibration than you think. Whatever you are potentially thinking could feel emotionally uncomfortable, it feels like both of you are seeking to feel emotionally safe. So I feel like whatever fear you're having, you can kind of let go of. All right, Sagittarius, that is what I have for you. If you're looking for a deeper, more personal reading, certainly reach out to me. If not, no worries. I will talk to you next time. All right, thanks so much. Bye.